Hey yo, BTG gave me the opportunity to express myself and be the.
Today, I would like to go over a few things that I know is going to help you guys inside the field. As you guys may know, right now we're building a Verizon Fios campaign. We're building our Verizon Fios campaign inside of the Philadelphia area. What I'm super excited about is on a daily basis, I get a chance to recruit, I get a chance to hire, I get a chance to train, I get a chance to motivate, I get a chance to mentor on a daily basis. That's some of my skill sets, right? But more importantly, I get a chance to train people on the actual product, right? How to actually engage the, how to make sure that their clients feel like they're being helped by the right person. Because me personally, I always like to feel, when I go in the field, I like to make sure that I am of service, right? I don't have an expectation. I'm literally just making sure that I go to the door with the idea of and the mindset of how can I help. So with that being said, that's what I want to go over today. I want to go over how to actually engage the customer on a one-on-one face-to-face setting. Now, I can tell you guys now, obviously we got multiple campaigns. Some of you guys do different things, right? Some of you guys are lifeline. You're standing at a table. You're not just at the door, right? But either way it go, that is face-to-face. And you need to know the rules of engagement when it comes to face-to-face. And the first thing is that introduction is important, right? Who all on this call knows that how to introduce yourself is important, right? You guys know that? You guys know that? If you can, we can have an interactive call. You guys can come off mute so that we can have a real interactive call here. All I see is blank screens, and you guys know how I feel about that. I like to be able to participate with this. But obviously, the introduction is a vital and important piece to your puzzle. Whenever you, let me see here. Let me get these guys in. Guys, we start 5 minutes after. Let's make sure that we start on time, right? If you can, join on time so that we can get started and get the
fix up face. Look what I done do.
put our phones on mute. That's important as well. We want to keep a controlled environment. We got you. If not, all right, cool in the game. So what I wanted to go over today is how to introduce ourselves, how to price and probe, how to build value, how to actually close. It starts with the introduction. So get your paper and pen ready. A good introduction is what? It's who you are, what are you doing, and you got to provoke a conversation. You must do those three things if you're going to start a conversation with somebody. Now, what does that mean? That means you can customize it to whatever your product is or whatever you are. Now, before we even get into what we say, I just want to start you guys off with the vitals, right? And some of you guys should know this already. But what's some things that we can do that communicate with clients before we even get a chance to speak with them, right? How about how we look? Does how we look communicate with the people before we actually get a chance to speak with them? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, good. You guys can raise your hand virtually or come off mute, either way it go. But yes, it has a lot to do with the interaction, right? Why? Because people judge people. You do it, I do it, we all judge people. You're always being judged based on how you look. So let's just make sure that we have a professional and very successful look when we're outside in the field. Me personally, I like putting on a suit. I like having a button down on, right? It's not because Jay-Z told me to, it's because this is my look, right? On a normal day, if I'm in a pair of jeans, I'm probably just, around the house doing something more for me, right? But if I'm doing something that involves others, I'm more than likely going to be in a button down suit. But obviously for most of the campaigns that we do have, what do we have? We have gear, right? We have merchandise. So obviously if you got a shirt right from the campaign that you're working on, great. Make sure that that shirt is ironed, pressed, clean, smelling good, right? That's important as well, right? Because hygiene is another thing. That's our way to communicate with somebody before you even say anything to them. What happens when you're in close proximity with somebody and they smell good? What happens? Do you want to speak with them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right away, right? It's a whole mood. It's a whole conversation starter when someone smells good, right? So now you look good, you smell good. Now, what's next? What's another way that I can communicate with somebody before I even speak to them?
Eye
Try to help
contact.
you.
Of course, eye contact is a way to actually speak with somebody. I love it, right? Now, what does it mean to give somebody good eye contact? Aren't you showing them respect when you actually give them good eye contact?
Yes.
Aren't you showing them how fearless you are? Aren't you showing them that you're not afraid and that you're actually there to help them by good eye contact?
Yep.
Absolutely. I want you guys to always think to yourself, give everybody that you meet a firm handshake and obviously good eye contact. I promise you, it will open up doors that you never thought were closed to you, right? Because people will perceive it as confidence, right? And even if you're scared, you can still appear confident. So give yourself that advantage. What's another way that we can speak to our client before we actually speak to them?
Mhm.
How about a smile, guys?
Greet them with a smile. Hmm.
Does a smile speak to you before I speak to you?
Yep.
Right on. It disarms even the most ignorant person. It still disarms them because they don't know. Why is this guy smiling at me? Why is he so happy? What is he looking at? Right? That's probably going to be the only smile that a lot of people get, the smile that you're giving them that day, right? Because we know, right, that everybody does not having a good day out here. But what do we try to do? We try to lighten the load by smiling. Okay, guys. So just to recap that, all of the things that we need to do before we actually even speak to our client, right? A, we need to dress appropriately. We need to have a successful presentation. You guys picking up what I'm putting down?
Hmm.
Right? B, we need to make sure that our hygiene is intact, right? Our breath smells good, right? We smell good, right? Lotion, skin glowing, obviously, all of these things help. They give you the advantage, okay? What's the third thing? Eye contact, right? Eye contact is always good. Whenever I see somebody even walking towards me, and obviously I do door to door, right? So even while I'm on my way to the door, I'm looking inside of people's eyes, right? Even if they're across the street and they're nowhere near to me, I'm looking inside their eyes, and God forbid I wave and get them to actually wave back. I just communicated without saying a thing. We had a whole conversation. We said hello to each other, right? You see what Tiffany's doing? She waving at me. I got no choice but to wave back. If I don't wave back, what does that make me? I'm weird. I'm weird if I don't wave back. Somebody waving at you. You might think the other way around. You might think, well, no, you weird for waving at me. No, I got a good attitude about what it is that I do. I'm pleasant enough, right? And I'm not insecure about what you think about me because I said hello to you. We're human, right? So we got to get back to that. Okay, cool in the gang. And then fourth, last but definitely not least, is a smile, guys. Make sure that you bring your smile with you. Make sure that you bring your smile with you. It will disarm any bully. It will disarm anybody with a negative attitude. They won't know what to do with you, right? So good job there. Now it's time to get down to what to say. So when it comes down to what to say, a good introduction, who you are, what are you doing, and you got to provoke a conversation. So literally when I'm at the door, first and foremost, my door knock even matters, right? I hope that you guys can hear this. Can you guys hear that? I'm gonna do it one more time for you. The reason why I do it like that is A, because I do not want to knock like the cops, ever. Okay, so I don't ever want to be at nobody's door. That's the cops. I know it because some of you guys got scared right now. Even though we on Zoom, some of y'all got scared and looked around. Like, bro, what's going on? Who's knocking on my door like that? That's alarming. I don't want to alarm anybody. I want to invite people to their door, right? So that's why I do it with a pleasant knock. And by the way, that knock checks me in, right? Because I could have just dealt with someone with a negative attitude at the last door. But when I get to this door, once I hear that again, it checks me in. It gives me the same good attitude. I left all that negative energy at that door. I'm at a new door because I don't want to bring that baggage with me. So now it's time to make sure that I got an explosive introduction. So once I knock that way, what's the first thing that people say once they hear a knock at the door?
Who is it?
How you doing, ma'am? It's Quincy with Verizon Fios, cable and internet.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm well. Listen, not for nothing, but we just stopped by checking on you. What services do you guys have right now?
Crappy service.
I want to stop right there. Okay. One of the first things that she did off of instinct is she said, who is it? Right? So I should at least be prepared to let her know who I am, what I'm doing, right? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, how you doing? I'm Quincy with Verizon Fios, cable and internet service, checking on you, making sure that you guys know Verizon Fios is available. You see what I just did? I let them know who I am, what I'm doing, and I provoked the conversation, right? Because I want to get more information. I want to have a conversation, right? I don't want to do all the talking, but I need to at least introduce myself. Okay, so that's the introduction. I want to do it one more time, right? So anybody can say hello. Let's do it.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Quincy with Verizon Fios, cable and internet. We're just stopping by to check on you guys, make sure that you guys know Fios is available. What do you guys have now for service?
Crappy.
Optimal.
Right on. You see how quickly they responded? We're in a conversation now, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Saw what I just did? I introduced myself, told them why I'm there at the door, and I provoked the conversation. And by the way, did you guys notice how I did not stop until I provoked the conversation? Let me show you the wrong way so that we can kind of get back to the right way. Okay? I'm going to knock again.
Yeah, who
Hello?
is it?
Hey, how you doing? It's Quincy.
Okay. What you want?
Oh, I'm with Verizon
Quincy.
Fios. Yeah, Quincy.
I don't know no Quincy.
Yeah, I just stopped by because we just see where you guys don't have us for service.
I already got service.
All right. Can I possibly talk to you about service?
No, I'm okay. I'm good.
What kind of service you talking about?
You guys feel me? This is going all wrong. They questioning my validity. I sound weak. Whenever you sound weak, people are gonna feast on you. Do you hear me?
Say bye-bye.
They're confused. There is no way I'm gonna make money today. Right? So you gotta organize your thoughts, organize your sales pitch, and do it enough times to where the repetition becomes you. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? Right?
Yep.
Are we saying the wrong way? We're saying the right way, where it's organized, they got less questions. Now the conversation can start. Okay, cool in the game. So now, once we get past the introduction, the next part is we got to get to a pricing and a probing section. Now, me personally, I like to ask qualifying questions. I like to understand, can I help this customer? Now, getting back to the sales pitch, the moment a client says to me, right, we got Optimum, or we got Spectrum, or we got Xfinity, my nervousness goes out the window because I do have a sale. You notice you're speaking with me and I am the competition, and you just told me what you got. Okay? So there is something very eye-opening about this. So what I mean is, let's pick back up where we just left off, right? And now at this point, what did you say, Jose and Tiffany? You said you got, what do you have?
Optimal.
Okay, well, you know what? Sorry to hear that. I want to stop right there. Why did Jose just laugh?
But you said sorry to hear that. That's a good one.
Did you
I
guys see
use that one.
Right? Right. Jose says he uses that one. This is a door-to-door guy. We've been in door-to-door a very long time.
Or sometimes I tell them, oh, but you're not 90 years old.
And why do you do that? That's a play on their age. Why do you play on their age?
Because it's I'll like act as the internet is slow. Like the internet is slow. And they be like, yeah, it is kind of slow.
Right on. So this is a technique that's called the attitude of indifference, guys. Right? And then, by the way, whenever you have someone smiling, there is a good chance you have a sale. And he did more than smile, he laughed. So now my anxiety is really low because I'm almost making a friend here now. You guys see where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
Now, by the way, I'm slowing this pitch down, but I'm only 45 to 60 seconds into my sales pitch, guys. I just knocked on the door. Okay. So with that being said, obviously you want to make sure that if you can build rapport with an icebreaker, do that. Icebreakers are good, right? And that's all that is. That was an icebreaker. Okay. So now let's move forward. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. He actually laughs, you know, not for nothing, but you know, it sounds like it could be better.
Yeah, especially with that internet, man.
That's interesting. So is the internet slow for you?
Yeah, I gotta reboot the modem like every other day.
Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. So every other day, and do you have kids?
Yeah,
Oh boy, I bet that gets them pretty upset as well.
yep,
I know how it is. Then they come in the room, Daddy, the internet's slow, and then they get in there, mess around, mess something up. Then I gotta go in there and fix it. I know your pain, man.
yep.
So obviously, have you ever looked into our services?
And what company are you?
Well, this is Verizon Fios, right?
No, I never have Verizon. I heard about it. You know, Verizon usually is good service. It's just expensive out here.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's us. You know us, right? We're not we're not we're not the cheaper solution, but we are the best solution. You know, you're not gonna have to run back to your modem and actually reboot it. See, we're fiber optic service, much faster. We place an optical network terminal inside your home. This way you have dedicated speed, not a shared network. And not for nothing, we may be able to save you a few pennies, right? And I'm sure if we're actually able to save you a few pennies and I'm actually saving you time, I'm sure that's worth your time, right?
Yeah.
You know, so obviously right now, what services do you have? Let me stop right there, guys. I want to stop right there. Did you guys see what I just did?
Yep.
I didn't jump down this man's throat trying to sell him something right away. What did I do? I identified with his pain. I related to my customer. I even created a visual of his kids coming inside the room, jumping on top of him like, Daddy, the internet's slow. Then they gotta go mess with the box, and then he got to get up and go mess with the box. That's a pain point, and I just kept poking that pain point. Why did I keep poking that pain point?
So you could come back with the solution.
Yes, sir. That's my whole entire job, guys.
Solving the problem.
Solving the
Create
problem.
the problem to solve the problem.
Absolutely. And though I didn't create it, I am going to make sure that if I can agitate the problem that I did not create and just maybe create a sense of urgency with him to get this done. And what better way to create a sense of urgency than by utilizing the kids, right? Because I'm not sure. I'm a parent. Many of you guys, I think, are parents as well. You know what it's like when your son or your daughter is asking you for something.
Yeah.
Off top, you want to give it to them. They might not deserve it, and you might have to say no, and that's fair, right? But you still, it doesn't negate the fact that you want to give them whatever they're asking for, right? So it makes it very hard to say no, especially when something is not their fault and you as their father or their mother can fix it and someone is offering you the solution to that. Great job. So now where we are inside of the sales pitch now is I want to find out, do I have any other products that I can offer my client? Because now we're good to go on the internet. I'm locked and loaded. I know what package I want to give this gentleman, right? I'm going to start from the top down up selling technique, because I'm going to start with my fastest speed of internet, then I'm going to work my way down. But I want to find out, is there any other products inside of his home that I can help him with? So let me ask you, you only have internet?
I got basic, not basic channels, but like I got like I like my Food Network and History Channel, stuff like that. And the kids they like to watch cartoons, but not too many channels. My package. I think I got like 100 and some channels.
Oh, you counting your channels too? Oh man, you a big TV watcher. You know, I like
Um,
I like the food channel as well.
yeah, really the wife likes to watch the shows here and there, but we more on the internet. We more concerned with the internet.
Right on, right on. Well, we can help you. Obviously, a lot of times when customers like television, I just like to ask a few different questions so I can get you a proper price quote. Price quote. How many televisions inside of your home?
Too.
Only two?
Hmm.
Okay. And you need both those televisions, right?
Yeah. I got 3 TVs, but I only got 2 boxes. I'm gonna
Okay.
be with
Very good.
2
Very good. And I'm assuming that you got three TVs, two boxes, only because it saved you money once upon a time?
Not really. I just never like I don't really watch TV in my bedroom, but it makes no sense to have a TV there and I never turn it on. So
I know exactly what you're saying. Okay. So you're comfortable with just two set-top boxes, correct?
no, I would like to see how much it'll be with 3 TVs.
Great job. Good. I suggest three TVs. If you got three TVs, you need three boxes, right? Now, let's talk about the expensive stuff. You guys watching HBO Stars, Encore, Cinemax, Showtime, the movie channels, those premiums?
No, not really.
Okay, so good to go. This is easy, right? So with your three set-top boxes, by the way, we'll be able to provide you with one for free. We're going to pick your favorite 5 channels so that we can make sure that we got the package that you need. You can always change it in the future, but I like to make sure that I got your needs taken care of today. It looks like we're definitely going to be able to get you our fastest speed of internet, which is the gig right now. Now, by the way, guys, let me come out of character for a second. You also need to know your pricing and your packages. If you're not studying your product, then you're going to lose, right? And we're not here to
Uh,
lose. We need to understand our prices because a lot of times customers won't allow us the time to get to our tablet. So they're going to expect us to know off the top of our head how much 3 televisions, of course, with our fastest speed of internet is. And I can tell you off the top of my head, we are already looking at $176 here, right? For the gig speed of internet, television, your Fios, right? And 3 set-top boxes, $176. So it looks like everything here that we have here, we're definitely going to be able to get you with $176. Can I ask you, are you a fan of auto pay?
yeah, I do auto pay now.
Good, because this actually saves you $10, right? So with that being said, now I'm actually able to get you down to 1,667, right? So that really helps you. Let me ask you, you've never had us before, am I correct?
No.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, we're definitely going to have to check, right? I need to know if you are who you say you are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I send a text message over to your phone. It's going to ask you for some information, your social and date of birth. It's all through your phone. Once you complete it, then at that point, let me know, and I'll be able to make sure that we can get you a free installation, no money down. You don't receive a bill till after your first 30 days. How do I spell
All
your
right.
first name?
Lopez, Lopez.
So I just want to stop right there, guys. Right? The most important part of my sales pitch, I think anybody would agree, and stop me if you guys disagree, right, is the close. I've seen people know how to talk to people. They talk to people at the bus stop. They talk to people at a bingo game, wherever. They talk to a lot of people, but they don't actually know how to sell because they don't know how to close, right? And what did I just do with Jose?
Went straight for the close.
I closed.
Assume the
You
sale.
can't wait for people to say, yeah, yeah, sign me up. Very rarely is that going to happen. I'm not saying it won't, but very rarely is it going to happen. So what you guys need to do is understand what closing techniques are. What did I say to close them?
And you assume the sale.
Right on.
You got
I don't know how to spell his name.
Right on. How do I spell your name? Such and such, such and such, such and such. Now, does that mean that he said yes? No, it doesn't mean that he said yes. But what does it mean? I have to assume. Right? Because by the way, what did I just tell him before this? I said, hey, we need to make sure you are who you say you are. Right?
Well,
We're gonna need to make sure we get some proprietary information from you. Okay, good to go. But before I even did that, if you guys noticed the setup, I said, have you ever had us before? No. Okay, well, we're gonna check. I issued a small challenge to my client. Right? So at that point, what does he feel like? Yeah, you could check. Check. I ain't never had y'all, whatever. You know how that works, right? Ego is everywhere and everybody got one. You know, that's why I suggest you guys don't have one. Because the less you have of an ego, the less controlled you can be. Right? People can control you if you got an ego because they already know which way you won't go with this thing. Right? You got to type at that point. But all technique, no emotion, guys. I just wanted to go over with you guys how to properly go through a sales pitch so that you guys can dissect it and see what are the good things that you can do and what are some of the things that you can do better. But overall and ultimately, I want you guys to make sure that you guys watch this video back on YouTube, right? Start to dissect some of the things I said, and then start to internalize it and regurgitate it when you're at the door or when you're standing or sitting with someone at the table, right? Be able to have sales and your sales technique down to a science where you're almost on autopilot with the objections, your frequently asked questions, how to introduce your customer, right? And the different closes that you have. And I promise you, you will see 30 to maybe a 50% increase on whatever you're doing now inside of your business. With that being said, guys, that does it for our call. I love you all. Let's kick ass and take names, gang. I'll see you guys on Friday. Later.
Hey yo, shout out to BTG, shout out to BTG. Hey yo, Q, I see you.